We're going to call the regular meeting to order. The time is now 7 p.m. The requirements of the Sunshine Law have been met. This meeting was sent to be advertised in the Burlington County Times, and electronic notice was given pursuant to New Jersey Administrative Code 5:39-1.5. Would you all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Our veteran Marine, Mr. Davidson, will lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll now take a moment of silence. Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Dr. Caldwell.
Present.
Committeewoman Ms. Maddox-Cantine.
Present.
Committeeman Mr. Hart.
Present.
Committeewoman Ms. Mungo.
Present.
Mayor Henley did say that he would be absent this evening. Also present is the Township Solicitor, the Township Clerk, Township Deputy Administrator, Fire EMS Chief, Public Works Director Chris Taylor, and Vince Knott, Fire Marshal, and the Police Chief, Herbst.
Thank you. To start our evening, Burlington County Board of Commissioners Commissioner Director Dr. Felicia Hobson has given her time for us tonight to answer any questions our residents may have. Thank you, Dr. Hobson, for being here with us and answering any of our questions. The floor is yours, ma'am. Anyone?
Hello, everyone. So as promised, as I initially said to you guys, is this on? As promised, as I initially said when I first came to visit with you all, that I would come once a quarter. So this is my third meeting with you all, so I really just came here to address any of your questions and concerns. If you have any specific questions. Oh, yes, please.
Hi, thanks for being here.
Sure.
I'm Victoria Stevenson. I live on 210 Main Street, and catty corner from our home is the former ABCO building. So that's on Main and Wills. On the
Main and...
Wills.
Okay.
Wondering what's happening with that building. It looks like some people are renting space there, but I'm unsure. Sometimes there's cars parked there in the daytime.
So that would be with your local planning board to confirm. So that's West Hampton's local planning board, nothing to do with the county.
So who would I get in touch with to find out what my questions are?
Dr. Hobson, I'm sorry. A county agency did purchase that building.
We bought that building?
Yes, Dr. Prosecutors.
Okay. So, are you seeing activity during work hours?
Occasionally. It's, you know, questionable what's going on. That's why I'm here.
So, now that I confirmed that I can't say too much. So it was bought by one of our county departments. It is being used for research. And that's all I can say.
Researchers that are paid by the county?
In certain departments, absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the department that purchased it,
Okay.
they are using it for their research
Some office.
and their office space, correct. I keep forgetting that that's the address of that building, so I apologize. I keep forgetting about that, the address of that building.
No problem.
Yeah.
So it's undetermined as far as what's going to happen right now, or?
It's not undetermined, it's just not being disclosed.
And when will it be disclosed?
I don't know that it will be. It's a property owned by the county, and it's being used by the division that bought it.
Okay.
I don't know what else we could disclose. I mean, I think the best thing to do is possibly come to a county commissioner meeting. So we are meeting this Thursday at 10 a.m. Is it 10? What time is it? 11? So our meeting this, what was it, 10? Our meeting this week is at 10 a.m. We changed our meeting time because of the Jewish holiday. So the best thing to do is come there or reach out to our county solicitor's office, and our county solicitor can give you a more accurate response, because I don't know what I'm allowed to say legally about that building.
Okay.
So does that make sense?
Thanks very much.
Of course.
Hi, my name is Ashley Faganiak. I live at 46 Dover Road. I missed your last meeting. I was traveling for work, so I'm not sure if this was answered, but did we ever get the environmental statement for the land that was purchased by you guys for this homeless shelter?
Well, we confirmed that we didn't need one though, right? We didn't need one because we own the property.
Okay. Also, did we ever come to an agreement? I know we talked about coming to some kind of agreement, written, that the West Hampton residents would not ever be financially responsible for this building, even though it's in West Hampton. This is a Burlington County thing.
We never said that West Hampton residents would never be financially responsible. We said that once the building was in play, we never said that residents.
I can go back to some recordings, but okay.
That's fine.
Yep.
Pull up the recordings.
I will.
We said that we would definitely work to come to a reasonable, what's the right word? A reasonable way to make sure that the county helps absorb costs, because we were talking about increasing costs for emergency services and how that would impact West Hampton residents. That's what we were referring to.
I don't know if you guys recall, but we did talk about this, and we did speak about it when with the mayor. He said that we would make sure that the West Hampton residents were not financially responsible for this building just because it's in our township. It is a Burlington County building, so our township should not be held financially responsible. And when it comes to our EMS and fire and stuff like that, that should be covered by grant if it's extra. I don't understand why it's put on us as taxpayers just because it's in our township. If it was serving all of Burlington County,
Responsible for, ma'am? What are you
is it going to
responsible
affect
for?
my taxes?
I don't know what I don't
Right,
know.
that's
We
what I'm saying.
haven't,
So
we
if it's
haven't even gotten
serving
that far yet.
Yeah, but I need to make sure that's going to happen before it happens. Like, I don't want it to later come down and our taxes are raised and I'm like, oh, we had to do this, we need extra EMS, we need extra police, because that doesn't work for me. This serves all of Burlington County. Just because it's in West Hampton doesn't mean we should have to pay more and not all of Burlington County.
Understood.
Hello again.
Hello.
Thank you for coming.
Of course.
Nancy Berkeley, Olive Street, Rancocas. I think what was not expressed was, after the last time you were here, we were told that, or at least the mayor said that the prosecutor's office had bought the building.
Yes, yes.
And I think that sometimes what you don't know, your imagination goes in all kinds of directions. And I understand you can't say certain things, but it might be appreciated in the village because people are talking to each other. Between my knees and my cataracts, I've not been able to come to your meetings.
You feel free to email us and we'll get you your answer,
I
Nancy.
know. Maybe you could for us find out what you can share and let someone in town know so that we could know that it's not going to be people coming who are let out of jail or they're meeting with.
No, it's not
I'm
a,
saying, you know, when
yeah.
you don't know, you always think the worst.
oh,
So,
okay.
we
I
would
do.
like to have our little minds be, it's in the middle of our residence and, it just is our little village and kids walking around. You hear prosecutor and you just don't think they're handing out ice cream cones. So,
Understood.
Thank you.
Understood. You're welcome.
the other thing is, last year when I was there, the county had talked about painting lines on county roads.
Painting lines?
Painting lines on county roads. And I noticed that, I know it's hard for you to know every road in the county, but on Rancocas Road, you're going south and it's kind of like more Willingboro on Bridge Street, and then coming north, it's West Hampton on Bridge Street. And Willingboro had their lines painted on Bridge Street, and we never did. You can hardly even see any lines on our side of Bridge Street, and Main Street's the same way. And because of that on Main Street, I almost got hit by a car at the post office.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
Because
that.
they were zooming, and I was standing like this by my car because it was too late, and they just 50 miles an hour were zooming. And there's no lines, there's nothing there to tell them that it's a two-way street. So if there any money left for lines, I would appreciate if you could help us out and paint some lines. And the same on Bridge Street. People drive down the middle of the street because there's no lines. And all the streets in Rancocas are kind of tiny. So
Was there a second street, Bridge Street and,
Bridge Street and Main are county roads.
yeah, we'll follow up with the county engineer.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, it's just kind of coming off of Vicky. She's my neighbor.
Excuse me, sir. Can you just state your name?
Ken Kraft, 102 Wells. There's another building on it. It's a halfway house on our street, which I understand everybody gets a new start, but they pulled all the paperwork on this. Nobody knows anything about it. You got cars racing in and out, like 25-mile-an-hour zone, doing 40, 50 miles an hour in vans. And then you got, like you said, another house across the street from her that all hours of the night, lights come on. You just don't know what's going on. People just want to know what's happening, that's all.
Are you guys familiar with this property, halfway house?
It's on Second Street. I think it's 216, I think.
Is that also a county? I don't.
Yeah,
think-
it's a
county,
residential area.
it's a county, I don't think we have residential
It's
area.
residential.
It's residential, so it wouldn't be a,
Yet
would be
it's
the
a
county.
business being run with, it's a halfway house.
Right, but the county doesn't have a residential property,
Somebody
in that,
does.
absolutely, so I'm trying to,
But
so that
we
would,
came here to check on it, and they said the state pulled the paperwork on it here. They pulled the paperwork. So why are somebody pulling paperwork on a place?
I would have to ask the
It's like some
solicitor.
secrecy.
Do you know the address, sir?
I think it's 216. I gotta check.
But the street, again, what's the street?
It's on Second Street.
216 Second Street?
It might be, yeah, it's a little gray house. It's just that, you got all kinds, like, they race down the road, you put signs up.
So, sir, we have Captain Knott in the back. You should probably talk with him. He could fill you in. Okay.
I just didn't know if it was, don't get me wrong, it's quieter now. The last group that was in there with the halfway house, there was probably 30 people. You had people walking around the neighborhood, Ubers coming in and out at 2 in the morning. And, I mean, I've never had a problem, but, you got two little girls that roam around the streets here. You got another girl down there ride 2 3-year-olds, and I don't know what these people did. I mean, everybody gets a second chance, but you have to stick it right in the middle of in a neighborhood. I mean, there's a lot of industrial places or something. I guess you can find a place to start over, but I don't know if you would like that, people roaming around the streets. I mean, I'm just bringing it up. Like I said, she came here and she was talking about it. I'm like, maybe I'll bring it up too, because,
No, I understand, but yeah, it's
but we
residential,
came here and they pulled the paperwork.
so we'll have to have the solicitor look
They
into
asked the clerk about who owns it and all this. Now, the state came here and pulled the paperwork.
Is that what the county clerk said?
What's that?
Is that what the county clerk said?
Yeah, no paperwork on it, just pulled the paperwork.
So if you can leave all the information that you have
All right.
with Captain Knox.
I'm just curious, because it's a residential zone, I'd say.
Yeah, this is all new to me. I
Yeah.
don't know if the township administrators looked into it.
I said something about
So-
a year ago, but then I let it go because it got quieter. The
Okay.
last time, I mean, it was literally like 30 people living in that little house. Like, that house, I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, he's,
And I was getting concerned because it was like, some of these guys look pretty
No, I
shady
understand.
walking around at 2 in the morning, like, and I get up with my dog and I notice it, like, I'm not like some nutcase that's spying on my neighbors. I just get up with the dog and he gets up every day, like 2 o'clock. I let him out and I'm watching guys walking around the road. Ubers flashing lights in. I mean, Vic probably sees half of it too, across the street from her.
I'd ask again that you leave your
I'll
info with Captain
message
Knott,
you.
but he's super good at following up. He'll probably even stop by and say hi.
I just didn't know. I heard her like complaining about this house. Nobody knows what it is. And I don't know if anybody realized what goes on there half the time. That's all. And then when we came here, like I said, they pulled the paperwork. I'm like, why would you pull paperwork on a property? That's a little,
Sounds odd.
like shady. 220? It's 220 Second Street.
But he just answered the question.
You just answered the question. Road to
Yeah.
Road to Redemption.
No, I know what it's for, and it's just that, I didn't know if that was illegal, like, something they can just place in a neighborhood, and is that something?
So,
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know if the mayor would like that.
I think that's the question for the
Yeah.
solicitor.
We'll look into it and get back
Yeah,
on
I
it.
mean, don't get me wrong, it's been quiet this time. I have to say, I should knock on wood here. I'm only bringing it up because the last time it was crazy. There was a lot of people in that place. It was a little dicey. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Jonathan Davidson, 32 Tallowood Drive. We already talked earlier, and you're going to give me that information. I do have a question I want to ask. I know that they're building the homeless shelter. Do we have a time frame on completion, when that's going to be open, and any other further stuff about that?
Summer 2026?
Summer 2026? And then, what is the infrastructure, other than Beloved? Are you reaching out to other faith-based and other organizations as to that being available, or is everything just going to be through county services?
No, well, we're still going to keep our county partnerships that we have with Beloved and, who are else, our main Christian Caring and all of our other partners, Catholic Charities. So those relationships are still in play. So we're not going to not have those relationships because the shelter is only for adults.
Right.
So.
I remember that from last time.
Right. So we still have to keep those other relationships. So our plan is to just
Continue.
have the shelter, offer the wraparound services, in addition to the partnerships that we have now.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Felicia, with that too, you said completion 2026. Do you expect it to be like up and running at that time, or do you still have to do our bids for? I know you talked about like going out to get bids to someone to run it, right?
Right. So so summer 2026 is when we plan to be able to, we're open and functioning. So we would have in place by then who's going to be running the shelter 24/7. We would have all the security answers. We would have all the wraparound services in place. So all of that stuff is expected to be in place and ready for summer 2026.
Okay, thank you.
We just haven't gotten to the point where we put out an RFP yet because we're not there yet. There's still no, we want to be closer to the time when we're ready to open. So whether it's 90 days, or whatever that time frame is, our attorneys and our county engineer will map that time frame out for us, and then that is when we will start to do the additional pieces that will be required.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions?
I know one other question that came up about the cost. I want to make sure that you were specific about like the shared services just for our police and fire when you talked about the extra cost, correct? Amber? Okay. Because I know that was something we talked.
Compared to the rest of Burlington County, because it was placed in our.
Could you?
Serving all of Burlington County, all of Burlington County.
I just wanted to make sure I understood the question. And
But I guess
we talked about.
but who said that? I never said that West Hampton residents would, okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you
Have
go ahead.
cost, you mean? Or
Yeah.
So I think that what we said the last time was that that would be a discussion that we would still have because we don't know what the impact would be.
Correct.
We're just assuming or
Correct.
thinking, or everybody's not sure. So we're thinking that our fire and police might be used more, but we don't know. And we talked, I think, last time saying it would be something that we would talk to the county, continue that partnership.
Absolutely.
And possibly a shared, if we saw like our numbers increase or
Absolutely.
now.
And that is still in play.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed, but to try to solve for something
That we
when we would be solving for the unknown. Right? Because, and that is where, when we started that conversation, that's my very first visit here, that is when we also started talking about security and the costs. And I believe a resident had complained because we would be, or not complained, but mentioned that we would be imposing on West Hampton Police. And then that's when we said, well, we would be imposing more on County Sheriff Department as opposed to West Hampton Police Department. So those things are still in play. Those same variables are and will be considered. But as I said, right now, we would be trying to solve for the unknown. So as we get closer, and I know that we have to solve for, and I know that we have to give residents an answer, and that is absolutely my intention. I don't want anyone to think that the county is just going to be like, oh, it's in West Hampton, so West Hampton's got to, because that's not the case, because the Human Services building has been here forever, and the cost is not passed on to West Hampton residents. It's a county building. We pay what we're supposed to pay, and as far as taxes and stuff like that. So I don't know how the messaging is being misconstrued. And I know There's a lot of angst around this. So it is my intention to be as clear as possible. So yes, we will definitely do all that we can to make sure that we are being as transparent as we can when it comes to absorbing costs, impacting emergency services for West Hampton versus what the county needs. We will be absolutely transparent. But right now, I feel like the question is just a little too mature, although we have it and we know it's something that we need to solve for, but to try to provide an answer right now is just too premature.
I agree. I think it's just making sure that we have that communication.
And it will happen, and that's the whole purpose of me coming to these.
Here, yep.
And I get it, people are upset, people take to social media to voice their concerns. Everyone's invited to come to the county meetings as well. We meet twice a month, so I'm not, nor will I ever shy away from a conversation, but I definitely think that we need to keep everything into perspective, and some of the things appear to be taken out of context. So I will continue to come once a quarter for as long as I need to make sure that questions are answered and we understand and we control as best we can what's out as far as information, that's how information goes out and what the residents know for sure versus what's being spread on social media.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming, and I think, I just want to piggyback on what you were saying. It's extremely important to be transparent, and I think there's no other way that can happen than to have you come and have you answer any questions that the residents may have.
Yes.
Answer that directly, because they're hearing it directly from you.
Yes.
I also think it's important, too, that you've made a commitment to West Hampton because you've heard our concerns in terms of, you know, the shelter, it's there, the residents' concerns, and we thank you for coming because then you can hear what our concerns are, so when you go back, you know how the West Hampton residents feel, not based on what someone told you, but based on what you've heard in our meeting. So we really appreciate that, and we understand that there's certain things that need to know at certain times, and we appreciate you coming and committing your time and being transparent and spending time and answering the questions that we have, and we look forward to getting more information so we can disseminate the correct information, so we can make it better for everyone. We're residents of West Hampton.
Right.
So we want what's in all of our best interests for our children, our children's children, you know, so forth and so on. So
Exactly.
we appreciate that.
Yes.
And we're going to keep asking.
And I'll keep showing up, and we'll keep at this until everyone has a sense of calm, feels like their questions have been answered, and the issues have been addressed as best we can. So that is my intent. That is my commitment.
Thank you, Dr. Hobson.
Lori Hustis, 14 Canobie Drive. Just one question, really a comment. Is it too premature? I think the people are upset because when is the right time? When they open? Is that when we're going to find out?
No,
That's what it seems like. It's just being pushed off.
well, how am I pushing it?
You have to step up to the microphone.
And let me just say this, and I understand that people are annoyed, but this is my third meeting. This is only the second time that I've had comments. The last time, no one was here, which is fine. But I'm saying that to say, I committed to being here. I will continue to be here. So, that said, I'm not going to speak for the entire commissioner board. When I say it's too premature, and we're trying to solve for the unknown, today, we still have a shell. Today, we just have framework. We have still. So if I said today, go and give me an answer, if I said that to the county attorney, go and give me an answer as to how much we're going to impede on West Hampton emergency services, what are they comparing it to? We don't know how many emergencies they're going to have. We don't know what time of day those emergencies are going to be. We don't know what type of emergencies they're going to be. So it's too premature. What am I comparing it against? And while you may not agree with my assessment, on why I'm saying it's too premature, go ask anyone else. You don't have to take my word for it. Call our county engineer and ask the county engineer. Call your local engineer and ask them the same questions that you're asking me and see if they can give you an answer and prove me wrong when I say it's too premature. Prove me wrong. But I don't know what I would be comparing it to because no one is in the homeless shelter because the homeless shelter is not open yet. So what am I giving you answers on when you ask me how much your taxes are going to go up? Tell me, what am I giving you information on? When we have the information to assess, because we need data. There's no data to assess. We don't know how many people we're going to have per day, per month. We don't know what type of emergencies we're going to have. If we have them, we know we're going to have emergencies, but we also know that we're going to have 24-hour security. We also know that we're going to have wraparound services. So I'm not quite sure what you want me to say because it's not open yet. Correct. Correct. But I don't want people to think that I'm trying to push things off because I don't have a problem having a conversation with anyone. So I'm not trying to push anything off. I'm not trying to avoid a conversation. That's just simply not my style. So I don't want people to think that that's what I'm doing.
Gary Barbera, 138 Winstead. I want to say that I think maybe could be maybe at the commissioners meeting or maybe here. I want to say I recall getting like a 2-page fact sheet on the shelter. Is that ring?
That was the first meeting, yeah.
Okay, and I have a vague recollection reading in there that some of the resources mentioned, specifically access to social workers. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, well, we talked, because that would be a part of the wraparound services.
Okay. I guess my question is, are they existing county social workers that are going to be on site at that location, or are they sort of rotating from other duties, or are we going to be hiring new social workers?
So that's a great question. So earlier I talked about, the question was asked, who's going to be running the shelter? Because the county cannot run the shelter. So when we put out the RFP for whatever organization will run the shelter, that organization will have the social workers. So the social workers will work for that organization and provide the wraparound services.
Okay. The other point on this was Camden County. Now this is interesting. Camden County deployed a social worker in their library. I guess their main flagship in the county library, because I guess they had enough information coming in that there were people in crisis that could use, human-to-human contact sort of immediately, and that seemed to be making some sort of difference. I don't have, what their empirical data says about it now. And I'm just wondering, I go to the library, I'm sure you go to the library, etc. Is there any thought to maybe expanding the ambit of services that would cite a social worker there in the library that could then direct people that might need services to the shelter, etc.?
So our human services division does that now, as long as it's happening, right? Because they go out to the library, they talk to homeless population, they give them, you can't make them. So all we could do is inform them, right, of the services that are available. So we've been doing that for quite some time.
It sounded like it was like a new concept that in the entire state that was something that was, pretty novel. But well, maybe, it might make sense to try to offer up here in the county.
Yeah, our human services division has been doing that for quite some time.
Well, Dr. Hobson, I want to thank you again for giving your time to West Hampton, our neighbors, and answer our questions. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Are there any other questions for me before I leave?
If there's no other residents' questions, I just had one. First off, thank you, Commissioner Dr. Hobson, for coming, spending your evening with us. As you can see, we're all just trying to get information. We're a little concerned, maybe scared, nervous, and we're just going to go on this journey with the county. So thanks for at least coming and giving us information. Two of my questions were already answered. I wanted to know about the anticipated open date, which was summer of 2026, and then about the provider, but you have answered that several times. I'm going to do an RFP. I know that type of stuff takes time, so I may ask that question again, like early 2026.
Yes.
But I did think of another question. I checked out your website. There's like a website dedicated specifically to the shelter. Is it a plan or a goal to keep that website, updated and running? And like, can we use that as a resource to get updates as well?
Yeah, that's our plan, right? Yeah. That is the plan. Yep.
Thank you. I will share that,
Please do.
direct website with
Yes, please.
everyone. Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay. Any other questions before I leave? Yeah. Sure.
Really put a smile on your
Oh, that's okay, Nancy. I'm used to it.
Last time I got a ticket on the road was when I was 30 years old. So this other day, no one was coming on red. I was turning right on red and didn't see that the people were turning left coming behind me. And about 4 inches behind me was a police car. Turned out to be the sheriff. His lights went on, and I thought, I'll pull over. Maybe he's going after us. And he followed me. And he followed me. And he was the nicest person because he knew I didn't do it on purpose. And he asked me questions, and we chatted, and I couldn't have, he realized I must have said I was sorry 20,000 times. He said, just remember, people are turning left on a left turn lane when you think that you're clear. And then he asked my name, and I told him, oh, I know who you are. But, oh, now are you going to give me a ticket? And he said, no. And he thanked me for my service to West Hampton. And I just thought, he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to not give me a ticket because I was in the wrong. But it made my day.
That's awesome. I'm happy to hear
So
that.
just tell the sheriff.
I will.
Tonight
I will tell him.
that
I will see him on Thursday
someone
morning.
appreciates him.
I will tell him that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you, everyone. Well, are there any, there is a question. Yes, please. Oh, okay.
My name's Cory Smith-Hartman. I live at 36 St. Andrews Court in West Hampton. I think Gary and Nancy and probably Brian and Craig are aware of this. When I was on Township Committee, actually, West Hampton absorbed the cost of fire and police. And you said that you didn't know for sure if they would or they wouldn't.
Well, is it
And
West
we did.
Hampton's fire department and West Hampton's police department?
Yeah.
Then West Hampton residents should absorb those costs.
No, it was from the county buildings. It was from the county building, the special services building there, that we had to pay. Do you remember? Yeah. Remember?
So this obviously predates me, but was there an agreement with the county to help absorb those costs?
I don't believe so. Do you remember?
Right, but that's what I'm saying, that we will have those type of discussions.
But we absorb the cost. As West Hampton. That's what I'm saying. So do you see that?
Right, so I'm not,
That's the way it should be. I mean, think about that. Why should we be
but she's-
absorbing the cost?
Go ahead, Felicia.
yeah, I don't solicit or stop me, but what I'm saying is, based off of the concerns from my first meeting, I went back to our county attorney and said, we need to try to figure something out so that West Hampton residents does not absorb all of the costs. But this would be my first time involved in something like this. So I'm saying we need to try to do something different. So yes, if it's always been that way, that's fine. It's always been that way. But this is me telling you that I'm committed to trying to do something different. I can't speak for what happened
But I
before
think
me.
the committee can do something different. I think
I-
we can make
again,
an
I
arrangement.
can't-
We're gonna-
If we don't absorb
we're gonna-
the costs.
I think that what we're
That's
saying.
what we're
is
saying.
We're going to be in a partnership to
Yeah.
try to have a shared agreement once we know what the impact is. We don't know, we can't just make up, oh, they're using, emergency services 50%
Right.
more than what they're doing now, so we need to hire. We have to get that from our chiefs to know how often they're being called out, and then come up with an agreement. But she is saying that the county is open
to a shared service agreement once we know what
But I
that
think
data
we as
looks like.
West Hampton taxpayers are going to count on you guys
Absolutely.
to make
And
sure
we're saying that that's
we are
what
not
we're
going to
doing.
absorb the cost of this homeless shelter. We didn't even necessarily, no offense, we didn't necessarily want the homeless shelter here, but we've accepted that it's going to be here. But by the same token, I don't think we should have to absorb the cost.
For
Okay?
emergency service,
Right.
for all
Thank
of
you.
emergency services.
Right, and I think we're saying the same thing.
I think so too.
I think we're saying the same thing, and I'm telling you that I'm committed to making sure that you guys don't have
I
to.
do appreciate that.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if everybody's hearing what I'm saying, but they understand.
Going into it, we can't have a
Yeah.
plan to say, well, we need X amount of money from the county to cover this when we don't know what needs to be
Understood,
covered.
but I
That's
think it
all.
should be absorbed by the entire county.
Absolutely.
Not just West Hampton.
Sure.
And absolutely it would be. So we work from one bucket of money. So we would plan for that.
Okay.
And we would talk to our chief financial officer, we would talk to our attorneys, and we would make sure that we make that happen this time around. I can't speak for what happened in the
And we
past.
still want to make sure that our township committee is on top of that.
We are.
I want to make sure.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Up next, we have a presentation from Chief Ferguson on school resource officers in West Hampton District Schools. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chief.
The job posting is already up on the website. I'll be brief, but this is an important subject I'm happy to announce. Good evening, committee, members of the public. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak tonight regarding matter reports of both our schools and our community safety. My purpose here tonight is to advise the West Hampton Township School District and West Hampton Township Police Department have come to an agreement to establish the program of school resource officer position in our local school district. We're one of the last districts in Orange County to initiate some type of security, either police officer or armed security in our school district. Why we need the SRO position, school safety and security, in today's climate, schools are expected to provide not only education, but also a safe environment for students and staff to thrive. This SRO position will be a proactive measure to deter threats against our children, respond quickly to emergencies, and strengthen overall security. We will build relationships. The role of the SRO goes far beyond enforcement. The SRO builds trust with students, serves as a position, or a positive role model, as a resource for parents and teachers. Many students feel comfortable confiding in an officer they know and trust, which can prevent issues from escalating. The SROs will also teach classes on topics of internet safety, bullying, drug and alcohol awareness, conflict resolution. The President reinforces respect, accountability, and the importance of good decision making. The benefits in the community will enhance the collaboration between the police department, the school district, and families, provide a direct line of communication between school officials and law enforcement, will improve our overall public safety not just at the school, but within our community. The funding options have already been discussed by myself and Superintendent Inaba. The school, we will be funding at least this full school year going into next year, so we don't really have to worry about any line items other than the small items I told the superintendent I would pay for uniforms and the basic training that comes with hiring the new officer. My conclusion is the safety of our children must be a top priority. By approving the school resource officer, not only addressing security concerns, but also investing in the prevention and mentorship of the future of our community. I respectfully ask for council's support in moving this initiative forward. I thank you for your time and consideration, and I welcome any questions you may have, or that the public may have.
Chief, I have one question. That SRO, that's for Holly Hills, WIS, and WMS?
Yeah, it's probably going to be housed out of our school next door here, but we'll transfer over to the Holly Hills campus right away as well.
I personally think it's an excellent idea. I have been attending Board of Education meetings for a while now requesting an SRO. There's been a number of things. I have children in the school, so I have my ear to the ground on what's transpiring, and it's done not just for the safety of the students, but for the safety of the staff. I mean, there's been some things happening, and it's important to have that SRO there present. I applaud you for bringing this up. It is timely that we have it, and I think you said earlier, we're last. There are a lot of other school systems that already have SROs in the building. I think it's important for the safety of the children. I think it's important for the safety of the students, and it provides us with a secure learning environment. I think it's important for us to have this, and I thank you and applaud you for bringing this to our attention and bringing it to us.
Chief, you have my full support. I appreciate it. I know you addressed it in your presentation that this was proactive. I just want to clarify for our neighbors, there was no event that caused this to happen.
Yeah.
All right. But I think, I echo her thoughts. It's awesome.
Currently, it's going to be, we only post the position on our website. It's going to go on social media tomorrow. Position is going to be, I don't see it first come, first served basis, but we are going to fill this position as quickly as possible. As soon as I get the right person, we'll sit down, we'll interview with the school board, we'll get that person in the schools, get the ball rolling.
What has been the reaction of the principals at the schools?
I think very positive. I know just in the first 2 weeks of our school year, we've had some issues at school, and they will applaud us. The officer's not going to take the place of in-school discipline and everything like that. We don't understand that at the school, so the officer's just there to assist and to lend a hand.
I just wanted to say, way to go. As far as being proactive and not reactive. I had previously shared that I was a business administrator in a local town, and we had an incident, and I didn't know what to do. But you know what? We had our SRO there. She knew exactly what to do. Because of her, she enacted our unification plan. We followed her lead, and we got everyone to safety. We were never in any real danger, but the point is the value of that person is you can't put a price on it. And also, excuse me, I lost my thought. Good job. That's what I wanted to say.
Jonathan Davidson, 32 Tallowood Drive. With this officer coming in, which is a great thing, what is the policy of like rules of engagement, escalation, et cetera, and will it be available to public as a parent going in, my kids going in the next few years to school? Will that policy be available? I know other districts have an outline of like, hey, when this goes down, these are our procedures, this is how the officer is supposed to react, et cetera.
Right, there's already some plans like that are available. We will have a memorandum of in agreement with the school district. That allows you to be reviewed for any positions hired or anything like that, and I'm sure you're going to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Chief, I remembered my thought. I think it's going to be really important to pick the perfect candidate, which I know that you will do, someone who can relate to our community, our students, and our parents. And I know you do a good job with that, but I just wanted to put that out there in the spirit of positivity, that we pick the perfect person for us.
Gary Rapin, 138 Winstead. There's another school here, right? BCIT. Do they have a SRO?
Institute of Technology High School. We have one of our officers there already.
It's a West Hampton?
Yes.
Okay.
That's through an agreement, which the county pays very nice, some of the officers have.
Okay. And there's two schools, so there'll be two officers?
One officer is split between, really, there's three schools technically. You have the intermediate school and the middle school sharing the building together in Hollywood. So right now, if you go in the door, we see how things work out. Obviously, I'd love to have two officers going at the campus at all times, but this is, I think, the first step, the right step going forward.
And it says here Class 3. Is that the appropriate?
The Class 3 is strictly a school officer.
Okay.
They sign available to go to the school, they can't get cars out, they have no police powers other than the school. school activities and everything like that. The burden is, based, on the school district and the taxpayer, like hiring a retired officer or a part-time officer, they don't have to get benefits, they don't have to get pension, so salaries are a lot less, and that's just different in the ranking. I will either hire a class 3 or a class 2. A class 2 would be better for our department. I could use them in the all times, stuff like that, but it just depends on who applies and what they're looking for as well.
And what's the learning curve for somebody to be up and running? The learning curve after they get hired, if they don't have like discrete experience?
Officers that are applying, officers that have already retired from those positions, so it might be younger officers. They're trained, they get a lot of training. We have some precedents of what we want them to see and trained in, but they're going to get in-house training, constant updated training.
Okay. And would somebody like, I don't know, like a reservist MP, would this be appealing to them to maybe, if they're transitioning?
In New Jersey, it's a little harder. It's even tougher at corrections officers and switch over to law enforcement career. We don't make the decisions yet. They're made by the state, these training commissions and everything like that. But other departments have been pretty lucky. They put the job posting out still within a few weeks, so I hope the same thing happens here.
In terms of technology, are we also looking at the same time to concurrently deploy additional tech resources, maybe CCTV, that sort of thing, because you've got the one officer, et cetera?
Well, you're very lucky in our town. Here, one of our detectives is a real techie guy, and he'll be working with the SRO, institute any kind of additional things to deal with, technology and everything like that. So, hey, we're very lucky. My hired officer already has all that training already. So.
Yeah. And then, Dr. Caldwell asked a really important question, the perfect candidate, right? So, can you just give us an idea, like, what would the interview process be like?
It's going to probably consist of, somebody from my command staff, probably one of my current SRO officers at BCNC, somebody from the superintendent's office. It'll basically be like a quasi school interview position because they're working for the school district, but also for the police as well. So my first time out doing this, the BCIP position we've had for years. It's been very successful. We have had no issues with the BCIP. I mean, all schools have their minor issues, but you give you a lay of the land right now, when a threat happens at 8 o'clock at night, the superintendent calls me. And I leave my house, I come back to here, log into the computer here. So now, while the faster response from dealing with threats that even happens after hours, the SRO will have access probably to the Genesis school program. So that would be a godsend. I think superintendent feels guilty sometimes when you but it's not a problem for that position. So.
Fair enough. The other thing I was going to ask was, how can we help you recruit?
Well, the requirements are going to be posted earlier up on our website. It says pretty much their standard requirements. Any officers that are newly retired, I love having a newer officer in there, and I do that, but the cost and the issue of minority power and street right now, I can't really afford to do that right now. So I just hope there's been a lot of officers and friends that have retired, the word out there, so I hope that alone, we'll get a good officer here.
All right, well, they have a good social network up there. I'm sure they'll be broadcasting that we're looking to hire someone.
I want officer who's retired, but I don't think
Oh, good, okay. And last thing, this is, the resource officer is he available to the community members? So I guess where I'm going with this is, kids getting off the bus, right? I see a kid, maybe I suspect that maybe there's somebody that's picking on this kid. Do I call the SRO and say, hey, do you want to check on this kid, or is that?
We would handle so-called for the school district, the school would handle, school defers, because the officer's only going to handle
On the campus? Okay.
But I'm sure whoever I put in there.
Bless you.
Is quite a job for working with this.
All right, thanks.
Any other questions?
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next, we'll move on to the approval of minutes. September 2nd, 2025, regular meeting minutes. May I have a motion, please?
Motion?
Second, Caldwell?
Discussion? Would you please call the roll?
Dr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Ms. Maddox Canteen?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Mungo?
Abstain.
3 yes, motion passes.
Next is September 2nd, 2025, closed session minutes. May I please have a motion?
Motion?
Second, Caldwell?
Any discussion? Kim, would you please call the roll?
Dr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Ms. Maddox Canteen?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Mungo?
Abstain.
3 yes, motion passes.
Next, we have reports from Fire and EMS, Police, Public Works, Court, and Construction. We'll now open the meeting to public comment on agenda items only. Please remember to state your name and address for the record. Please remember to state your name and address for the record, as well as write your name and address on the sign-in sheet on the podium. This is for comment only. It is not intended as a question-and-answer period. If you would like response, please leave your contact information on the podium so we can respond appropriately. Set open for public comment. Nancy, stay seated, please. Stay seated, please.
No, that's why I sit here.
Oh, okay.
I learned. Nancy Berkeley, All Street, Rancocas. Some comment on Resolution 14325, purchase from contracts vendors. In the first paragraph, it talks about the Public Works needs to to replace the broken leaf vacuum apparatus. But then on the second page, when it has the therefore it resolved, the chief financial officer is hereby authorized and directed to approve to buy 1 salt spreader and 1 plow. So are you buying a leaf vacuum that broke or a salt spreader and plow? Because they don't match. The other thing is, when I asked Jim about this, when we heard that they had broken the leaf vacuum 2 years in a row, he said when we got the big truck, we were given an extra leaf vacuum, so we don't need to buy a second one, unless they broke that one also. So I'm just wondering what you're buying. Thank you.
Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Chris, what are we buying? That's what we approved it previously. What was it? What did we previously approve?
The purchase of the
Salt spreader. Okay, thank you. Any other? It's a salt spreader, and this one's just to add $1,000 because the quote came incorrect. So we're just amending from our last meeting.
But what about the first paragraph?
It's a salt spreader. It's just wrong. We'll amend it in the motion.
Okay, thank you.
We're going to close public comment. All in favor, close public comment, please say aye.
Aye.
Abstentions? All right, closed. Resolutions, 137-25, payment of vouchers. This resolution approves the payment of bills through 9/23/2025. May I please have a motion?
Motion.
Second, Caldwell?
Any discussion? Kim, would you please call the roll?
Dr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Ms. Maddox Canteen?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Mungo?
Yes.
4 yes, motion passes.
Consent agenda resolutions. Consent agenda items are considered to be routine and will be enacted with a single motion. Any items requiring expenditure are supported by a certification of availability of funds. Any items requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda. May I please have a motion for A through E and G?
I'll make a motion, Caldwell.
Second?
Any discussion? Kim, would you please call the roll?
Dr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Ms. Maddox Canteen?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Mungo?
Yes.
4 yes, motion passes.
Resolution 143-25, resolution approving additional capital expenditure. May I please have a motion to amend the paragraph to properly reflect the leaf vacuum? Excuse me, the salt spreader.
I'll make a motion, Caldwell.
Second.
Discussion? Kim, would you please call the roll?
Dr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Ms. Maddox Cantini?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Mundo?
Yes.
4 yes, motion passes.
We'll now open the meeting for public comment. Please remember to state your name and address for the record. It's public comment.
Good evening. I'll try to talk fast. I'm a broken record. I'm always talking about money and how we're spending money and how we need to save money, and this is about that too. This year we hired a PM consultant to do our finances, taking over the job of our last CFO who retired. And if I remember the discussion last year, we wanted to first hire someone who was part-time. It didn't work out. We were hiring a CFO that was part-time to save money. Well, I don't know if you've been following, but yesterday I sat down with all the agendas and looked at the bill list and figured out how much we've been spending on the consultants. Now, consultants, it depends. Some are consultants with a lot of clients, and then we're paying for their building, their benefits, their staff, and anything they're doing. Some consultants are one person, and we just pay for that one person. But this is a consultant business where they have more than one client. So this person is part-time in the building. They sometimes hire and bring someone else in to do it, but they're not here all the time. But from January to September, we have spent $142,537.52 for PM consultants to do our bills and our reports. If you take the average and take it out to 12 months, at the end of the year, we are planning, or we will plan to spend $190,009, $50.09. Now, this person does not do the checks for the people, and now we hired Prime Point, and we pay them $14,000 a year. We hired a financial planner. I could not tell from the bill list how much we're paying a financial planner, but our former CFO, who was here for 39 years, did the bills, the reports, the checks, and he did the financial planner for less than $100,000. So my question is, next year, will you consider hiring an employee like our former employee who was a CFO that we will not pay over $200,000 a year for someone who's not here all the time and only does basically pay your bills and make reports? And we have to hire someone else to do the checks, and we have to hire someone else to do financial planning. I think one person needs to do it all to be able to see the big picture. So that is my question. I'm very concerned. I think Prime Point is ripping you off. $14,000 for 100 checks, 100 people's checks, and they push a button now. It's just ridiculous. And then they don't even give people the check piece of paper that you get when you even have automatic deposit. You usually get a check that says how much was taken out for this, that, and this. You have to go online to find it and print it out yourself. The only thing they sent is basically at the end of the year, and some people didn't get that on time. The other thing is PM Consultants is making their job easier. They may be saving the township a little bit of money because everyone who works in recreation in the summer and the coaches and helping with basketball and soccer is not an employee anymore. They are a vendor. So they don't have to have their Social Security taken out, their taxes taken out. It's basically the check that they put in, the check that got out. It's a very simple thing. So it's a lot less that this person now is doing for lots and lots of people who work in recreation, because there's no figuring out of Social Security and that, and then these people have to pay their own Social Security, pay their own taxes out of it, and it's hard on these people. And they also only now get paid once a month. Now, in the summer, these college kids who are helping the recreation get paid once a month. They need that money. They used to get paid every payday, every 2 weeks. Now they're getting paid once a month, and it's after the month is over when they've already gone to college. So I think we need to look into that Is it really that hard to put them back as employees and give them what they need, especially these high school going into college kids who need this money? And I think we could cut our expenses in half if we actually hired our own CFO who did everything. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy.
Chair Barbera, 138 Winstead. Two brief comments. In the agenda packet, it's just because maybe I just don't remember this, but some of the material we're talking about different funds, like T17, I think was the dog fund. It had $3.60. The Affordable Housing Fund had something like $975 in there. Could you just give me some context? Like, what is that report explaining? Is it, like, are we getting receipts from some payment for affordable housing? We've collected $975. Same thing with the dog fund. We're getting, what, some sort of license payment for $3.60 for the month? So that was my question about the material in the packet, and you don't have to answer now. Just put out a note, maybe explaining a little bit.
Odie, I can answer it.
Please.
Okay. So every municipality in the state of New Jersey has to have a dog trust fund. And that is where the money for the dog goes into, and we have to pay the state
Oh,
once a month.
okay.
We have to have a dog trust fund. And then the other one was affordable housing. So yes, anything that is coming into the township has to pay affordable housing. So this is probably your commercial rateables. And Mike Lumen, the construction official, figures that out with the tax assessor, and then we get the money, and that's where it goes.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Just want to say, well done. It's rare sometimes, I think, for a politician to keep their word, but Felicia Hobson has kept her word. So well done to her, well done to you. I appreciate her coming in here and being candid. I don't know if we always see eye to eye with her, but look, I'll give her a lot of credit. I mean, she is forthcoming with her comments, and so I do appreciate that. She's got a pretty thick skin, so that really helps too. And I hope she understands that we come in the spirit of just trying to understand. I don't think anyone here has a hard heart. We definitely want to see people helped, and we want to make sure the resources are deployed appropriately. My fellow residents are talking about, you know, us disproportionately sharing the tax burden. We know that happens because we're the host city for many of the campus facilities here from the county. So we just want to be treated fairly, and I think we've told you that multiple times. And to your credit, you're going to do the best you can to mitigate that burden on us as the host city for that. So I appreciate that. You know, a lot of us are blessed. We're fortunate. We don't need services that this shelter will provide. But, you know, I think it would be really helpful, maybe it can be arranged next time, maybe when Felicia comes, to see if she can actually bring, like, some of the professional staff that would actually physically be on site, that interacts with people that are in crisis, that are in dire need of assistance. They can do a presentation for us and kind of walk us through, like, hey, this is what happens the minute you walk through the door. We triage your crisis. If you need medical, if you need psychological, you need, you know, nutrition assistance, you need security. You know, I have no idea. None of us know. And then that might be really helpful. It might alleviate and mitigate a lot of concerns and fears that people have, and help elicit, you know, the right spirit framework for compassion here. And to kind of like make sure that the shelter is servicing the needs of all of the vulnerable in that community and our community. I would just love it if you guys would take a turn there, each of you. I don't know if you do it once a month, once a quarter, and just do a few hours in that facility once it comes up on running online, and report back to us and say, hey, this is what I'm seeing, you know, this is my feedback for you as residents. And you know, look, I'll do a turn there. I'll go with one of you guys, or all of you, whenever. It's up to you.
Commitment.
All right?
Thanks, Gary.
Same here.
Jonathan Davidson, 32 Tallowood Drive. One question and one comment. The question is, I know that the state's going to start asking us to build affordable housing or Is that something that's coming in? I know I've missed a couple things because I have little kids. What is that impact? What is the time frame for that? Are we going to have to build affordable housing here? And then the second thing is a comment, and then you can answer your question if you want to answer your question to me, my question. I know we raise taxes, and I know cost of everything's going up, and I appreciate that the township has to cover cost. But I also want to, kind of say it this way, I'm a young family, both me and my wife work, childcare is incredibly expensive, and anytime any taxes go up, that puts us in a squeeze. I understand taxes had to go up because marry all different variables. But every time local government does that, people who are in the middle and lower middle, who are in a decent spot get squeezed, and now we're maybe not in a decent spot. So I just ask that you keep that in mind anytime we're looking at taxes or anything like that. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson.
Do I have to state my name and stuff again?
Yes, sir.
Ken Kraft, 102 Wills. I just have a concern for the strip of road from 295 to Bridge Street. The traffic there, it's not so much the speed is these people, it's getting worse and worse. I go by there every day to work, back and forth, and it's getting to a point now where it's not the police fault. I mean, they can only do so much, but can they stick maybe a vacant car at a light to look like a cop sitting there, or a blinking sign saying, hey, you're doing 100 in a 40? Because we've had 5 accidents down there between Wawa and Bridge Road. 2 went through the fence. He probably knows. 2 went through the fence at the football field. 1 car flipped over in the island between the road, full of kids, and there's been 2 accidents at Bridge Street light. Now, I sit there at that light, people run that light as if it's not even there. And I'm not a prude here. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you go 5, 10 over the speed limit, I get it. Or you get caught in the yellow and you run. No, this is blatant. They don't see any, the police, they have more stuff to do. They're not sitting out there. So they just take it for granted. I'm going to cut people off and I'm going to do 100. And it's every morning. I go to work from between 7 and 8. Every light, somebody will run that light. I mean, run it to a point where somebody's going to get killed. If you don't know, if some young kid or some elderly that are just taking it for granted, don't look. And I'm talking about tractor trailer. I had a tractor trailer running light, 100 yards, blatant red. He had to be doing 80 miles an hour. And lucky, like me, I work all day out on the road. I see this stuff. So I'm just bringing it to the attention because I complain at home all the time. And I'm like, I never say anything. So maybe just a vacant car, even put a Volkswagen out there with a red light on it. Because as soon as they see a police officer, everybody's an angel. They do. They just see him. You don't have to pull them over. I don't blame them for not pulling them over. It's dangerous, and I wouldn't pull anybody over either. But if you just stick the presence out there, vacant car, buy some old beat-up police car and sit it at the light, I guarantee you that'll cut half these people from running that light. It's just my thinking. I've seen in other neighborhoods, even in Morristown, they got a blinking light, looks like a police light comes on when you're speeding, and I see cars automatically hitting the brakes. They think it's a cop car there. So it's just a suggestion, that's all. Because that road is dangerous. That 295 to Bridge Street it's like a raceway.
And the light you're referring to is Bridge and Rancocas?
Yeah, it's Bridge Street, Rancocas, and then it's the next light, the Wawa there. But I mean, it's, like I said, I'm not a prude here, but it's getting worse. It's constant. Even one guy goes by in a Dodge Charger every morning, black car, 710, here he is. I mean, 100 miles an hour. And then he goes in the Wawa. And I almost want to go and follow him and say, dude, what are you doing? You're going to kill somebody. I mean, I don't want to tell him, people, but it's just silly. I don't understand the common sense behind it all. So it's just a suggestion. I don't know. Maybe it'll save one person's life. I have no. I mean, I'm surprised somebody hasn't gotten killed by now. And with those accidents, I mean, that car that flipped over, they had to be 4 kids are jumping out, teenagers. Oh, jumping out of the car, flipped over in the middle. I mean, you had to be doing 75, 80 miles an hour in a 40. It's out of control. That's just I'm just bringing it to your attention. That's before somebody does get clocked here.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Ashley Fagania, 46 Dover Road. My first question is a follow-up on something we brought up months ago, about getting signs put up for the different areas like Torrance Field and everything like that. If we had any follow-up on whether or not we had any information that they were going to be made, or if we had any plans in the works. My second question is, I didn't realize Burlington County is building the homeless shelter, but they're not running the homeless shelter, which seems a little insane to me. So I would like some information once they figure out who is going to be running it, like who it is, if they could come here and talk to us, because it kind of seems that they're putting into work, but they're not running. It seems a little crazy to me. And then also, this is a grant-funded project, so I don't know why we can't propose that some of that grant money be put towards our EMS and police and everything like that. If they have the grant money for this project, that some of that should be distributed to, or it should have already been put into the grant proposal, had they done that, to cover some of the costs for our township.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment? Okay. Looking to close public comment. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Any abstentions? Dates to remember: Township Committee meeting, October 7, 7 p.m. Recreation Committee meeting, October 8th, 7 p.m. Historic Commission meeting, September 24th, 7 p.m. Land Development Board meeting, October 1, 7 p.m. Now move on to the committee liaison reports and comments.
I'll start. I just wanted to thank Director Hobson again for coming out and speaking to our residents. Residents, thanks for coming, sharing your, opinions and asking questions. It's important that we hear that feedback and we can get answers for you. Chief Berg, thank you for that presentation and, helping get that SRO on board. It's important for our schools, so we appreciate that. I also wanted to comment that the Historic Commission meeting is not going to be happening on September 24th. We haven't had applications since February, so we're still keep postponing those. And that's all.
I can go next. Thank you, West Hampton residents, for coming out, sharing your concerns with us, and helping us get a grasp on this situation and anything else pertaining to West Hampton Township. Thank you to Commissioner Dr. Hobson for coming out and keeping your word. This was her third visit. First visit was around March, then again in June, and then tonight. And so for those that would like to come back and specifically ask her questions about anything related to the county, she'll be here on December the 2nd. I also wanted to take a consensus with the committee and also all of you of, after December, would we like her to come back quarterly again, maybe March of 2026, and then again in June of 2026, just to see if you think so. I think so as well. So as long as we're all on board, I will make that request, which goes to my next point. When I was elected in January, one of the things that I promised to do and had the idea of was becoming the Burlington County liaison. And what that entailed was going to the meetings, developing a relationship with Dr. Hobson and her team, and bringing back any and all information that pertains to West Hampton that may happen at those meetings. I'm the kind of person that doesn't like surprises and likes to try to get ahead of things. I'm a planner, I'm a forecaster, and I'm both myself and Committeewoman Maddox Canteen has been keeping up with that initiative. And we'll continue to do that, and I see that it's been working out. One thing that came to fruition from that initiative was inviting her to come here as often as we want. And I think that her coming here quarterly, like was said, we may not like the answers, but we're getting answers. And so we'll continue to do that. And I also invite her back in 2026 just to see how things are going. I wanted to congratulate the West Hampton Township Police Department and the school district for being proactive with the school resource officer. I'm very excited for how that's going to turn out and how that can benefit the staff, the students, alleviate our chief, and just give us a little bit extra blanket of security. Another thing that I had asked for was for us to be able to claim any unclaimed property that belonged to us residents. And so I was happy to see that Mr. Brady was appointed to take on that responsibility. So thank you, Mr. Brady, and thank you for Township Committee for approving that appointment. On September 20th, I had the opportunity to go to our Latino Festival right here in West Hampton at the Ambley Theater. It was wonderful. Happy anniversary to them. They were celebrating 25 years as of Saturday. That's something I like to go to every year, so I plan on going to future events. It was wonderful to see. Mr. Barbarian, I think I'm saying your name correctly. You asked about volunteering, and my ears went up because I volunteer all the time. I volunteer every weekend. I volunteered this past weekend. And as long as there's no conflict of interest, I would absolutely like to put some time in at the shelter and then yet again bring back information to all of us as to how it's going. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Good evening, and thank you all for coming out. Special thanks to our fire department, EMS, police, public works, construction, and administration, as well as the residents that are here. We really appreciate you coming out and supporting the Township of West Hampton. Special thanks to Dr. Felicia Hobson for coming out, and I want to piggyback off what Dr. Caldwell said. It's very important, and we're so happy that we've established a relationship with her. She's coming out, she's listening firsthand to what our concerns are, and that's very important. Chief Ferguson, thank you so much for that SRO report. I am super excited about getting that other position, and I look to see more and more of those officers in the school and being able to utilize those in a positive way. When looking at what the sole responsibility of that person is, just creating a secure learning environment for the staff and students. That's something that we all can support, and I'm very happy to be able to have that in our township. In terms of the committee meetings that I've attended, the Recreation Committee, we had a meeting in September on the 10th. I'm very, very, very happy to announce that we will be having our senior bingo on October the 18th from 11:30 to 1:30 at West Hampton Middle School. We will have hot lunch served. We will have prizes. So I'm looking forward to all of you assisting with the senior bingo and attending. And Nancy, I'm looking forward to you having, you support this and putting it on your website. I have some flyers in the back, so if you could please do that. We wanted to do something for our seniors. We want to get them out, make them feel special, and have a little entertainment for them, so we're very excited about that. Ashley, I think you had asked about helping before, so any volunteers that can help, I need some people calling, I need some people in terms of, helping to serve, so we're excited in terms of being able to do something, special for the seniors. So I have flyers in the back, please pass them out. We're very excited to be able to do this for them. In terms of the Timbuktu Advisory Committee, we had a meeting on the 12th. We're looking forward to this Saturday from 1:30 to 2:30. It's going to be the 199th anniversary with the Timbuktu Historical Advisory Society. And there's going to be on Church Street historic reenactments, musical performances, tributes to the descendants, presentation of the new signage just going to go on Church Street. So there's going to be a lot going on. I'd like to thank Chris and his department for paving Church Street. I think, Nancy, you mentioned this the last meeting. Great timing. We're going to have a lot of dignitaries here on Saturday between 1 and 2:30 for this particular event. So we're happy about that. I, too, like Dr. Caldwell, attended the Hispanic Heritage Celebration this past week. It was great just to be able to go and celebrate and do so in our own amphitheater. So that was a positive thing and a plus. So thank you so much once again for attending, and I'm going to turn it over to our deputy.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks, neighbors, for coming. I appreciate all your questions, comments, and concerns. We can't think of all the questions, and I'm sincerely appreciative of it. Please keep coming. Please keep sharing your concerns. If you can't make it, send us an email. We'll make sure we ask the question for you. And we'll get back to you on that. I had the opportunity to attend, along with Chief and the Mayor, the fire department's swearing-in ceremony of all their captains, lieutenants, newly appointed officers in the last few years. It was a great event. All the firefighters' families, very fun. I was very honored to be there, and thank you for having me. And Kim was there too, and Jim Brady, Sherrod, a lot of people were there. I just wanted to take this time to answer a few questions that our neighbors had. Nancy, I don't disagree. That does sound like a lot of money to be paying somebody, but I'd just like to, reaffirm that this person's offering more than just pushing the same buttons that was filling the last post. They're also modernizing, they're catching up on reports and things that West Hampton has been missing out on for the last few years. But to answer your question bluntly, yes, I think we would all like to pursue something more affordable in the future, obviously.
Speak up to the part of your...
I apologize. Did you hear anything? Did you hear anything? I mumble, I'm sorry. I said, to answer your question bluntly, yes, we would all like to pursue something more affordable for West Hampton moving forward. But this person offers more, at this time, in this last year, this person's offering more than just doing the same exact function that the last CFO did. They're modernizing the department as well, getting us up to speed on a lot of missed opportunities, missed requirements of the state as well. I'd just also like to clarify, Prime Point is a software. It's not just a payroll system. It's a time and attendance system. This helps free up the times of all the department leaders and managers so they can spend time more effectively and efficiently elsewhere. It also keeps track of the West Hampton's liabilities as far as vacation owed, personal time, sick time, et cetera. It does more than that. I'm definitely trying to cut it down a little bit. We had a question on affordable housing. On the DCA website, there's a timeline. We are currently in the middle of that timeline. Yes, West Hampton did get did get assigned a affordable housing number. We do not have to build those houses. I want to make sure that's clear. We have to zone so that they could be built. Okay. That deadline, we're close to the end of that process in, I think, February.
Has to be, you have to designate by 2035.
The next deadline is to adopt any ordinance, any amendments to the housing element fair share plan by the end of the year, and then any ordinances implementing it, the zoning ordinances have to be done by March 15th of 2026.
Thank you, Bob. But the Township Committee is currently strategizing on how to make that happen with the least amount of impact on our services right now. I'm sorry about hearing about all the speeders on Rancocas. Chief, do we still have a speed trailer available to us? Okay, awesome. Oh, cool. Oh, both directions? Okay.
And we have a big message for it.
Awesome.
One of them will be out.
While you're talking, Chief, just thank you again. I'm super excited for this program. We all have kids in the schools. We always wanted it, and thank you for being proactive on that and making that happen. That's awesome. On the community, on the neighborhood signs, we put something out for the community members to help participate in that. Did we get any responses to that, Sherrod? To the sign program? Okay, so the plan was to have the community members help design these signs, so we keep the neighborhood essence of each neighborhood, not have plain Jane, the same signs for every place. There was complaints about Rancocas' sign that was recently replaced. I'd like to see that, better suit the neighborhood and for all the neighborhoods. You don't want me designing them, I'm plain Jane, so we need help. Finally, I will also make that pledge to volunteer time in this place to give the shelter to report back to our neighbors. Thank you to all our neighbors for coming. I really appreciate you. We all appreciate you. And we're going to be adjourning. We're going to be entering executive session. We will not be returning to an open meeting from that. Okay? So thank you and have a good night. No.